This is a cautionary tale about love. My little sister.
Where are you gonna go?
Not sure.
Hi and welcome back to Real Reviews, where today I'm having a look at Stone Cold Fox. This is a grindhouse throwback classic that stars Krysten Ritter, best known as Jessica Jones from the Defenders Marvel series, which aired on Netflix and soon to reappear in Daredevil Born Again Season 2 on Disney+. Alongside her, you've got Kiefer as Sutherland on Bad Boy duties, who is also best known for Designated Survivor, Jack Bauer in 24, as well as the vampire lead guy in The Lost Boys. That's right, it's the 80s Joel Schumacher classic kitsch affair. So on that note, let's dive into Stone Cold Fox and find out what all the fuss is about.
Hi, honey. You look like you could use a little bit of help.
That's Goldie. My first love.
So the thing about Stone Cold Fox for audiences going in is that this really is a throwback to a grindhouse era. There are low-key production values, there are funky soundtracks which sort of feel very 70s, sort of like blaxploitation inspired. You've also got some very sort of low-key visual effects, and you've got these characterizations which are hugely bloated, slightly more than hyper stylized, and in the midst of you've got Krysten Ritter as Goldie, and you've got Billy Breaker, who is not one, he's a couple of phrases away or a couple of syllables away from being called Ball Breaker. This really is, you've got to love it, you've got to embrace it, you have to go with it, otherwise you're just going to think it's an appalling thing. The film itself is paper thin, it involves a runaway teen, the name obviously in the title, Fox, Stone Cold Fox, the Fox of the title is played by Kiernan Shipka, and alongside that you've got Krysten Ritter playing Goldie, who is this lingerie wearing sort of femme fatale who sachets around smoking cigarettes and sort of looking quite sultry. She's called Goldie, and there is a very sort of paper thin characterization, but it's very much in keeping with the film itself and the themes. Alongside that, obviously Kiefer Sutherland is having an amazing time. He's really relishing the role of Billy Breaker, this really corrupt cop who may or may not be on the side of evil in this film. But the question is there anything else below the surface, or is this pure grindhouse self-indulgence? Let's dig a bit deeper.
Breaker, Goldie's bagman.
So you may get 30 minutes into Stone Cold Fox and think about throwing the towel in, because this really is, you have seen everything it's throwing at you before in maybe better versions of it. But the thing is, if you stick around past maybe 30 minutes of this running time, the film itself starts to get beneath your skin. The characterizations don't become quite so grating, and you realise actually everybody is fully invested and they know exactly why they're doing this film. Films like this no longer exist. They are drive-in movies, as it were. Those are the production values. That is the bar that you're aiming for. So ultimately you're looking at a nostalgia thing, which is, you know, which is not poorly acted, but specifically characterized stories which are told in a certain way. Grindhouse is renowned for, as I said, not really shooting for the moon when it comes to polish, when it comes to dialogue. It's very much about a simple story told with excess, told with a certain degree of hyperbole and blown out of proportion. You need to embrace this, and that is one of the great things that you either will get or you will not get. If you don't get it, then Stone Cold Fox is ultimately not going to be for you, but those is the rules. That is what you're diving in to see, and that is why Krysten Ritter and Kiefer Sutherland have done exactly what they've done. On that note, I'm going to dive into my rating. Let's do that.
They'd been burying money in the ground for years, and I happen to know where they stash it.
Fox took the cargo.
So I'm going to be giving Stone Cold Fox a 4 out of 5 on the big old 5 scale, only because I get it. I get what they're trying to do. I get the conceit. I get the joke. I understand the premise and the genre. For people that maybe don't know this and dive into it thinking they're going to get something else, you may well walk away thinking this is more of a 3 than a 4. But again, this is a purely subjective thing, and you are either going to jump on this particular bandwagon, or you are literally not even going to consider getting on board with the passengers to begin with. So on that note, I'm going to dive into my trailer. Let's do that.
You realize that Goldie is baiting you, right?
And so it is, you've reached the end of another video review, this time for Stone Cold Fox, a real grindhouse throwback classic starring Krysten Ritter and Kiefer Sutherland, which is on general release in US cinemas as we speak. So this is a bit where I go, if you like the video, then give me a thumbs up. Failing that, you could just drop a comment in the comment box below and I will respond. And finally, you could always just subscribe so that every Tuesday and every Saturday when I drop another of these videos literally into your lap, you'll get a little notification. You can pop in and watch or listen to as much or as little as you'd like, and then go about your day. In the meantime, check out the rest of the channel and maybe track me down on TikTok. That's MC_real_reviews. See you there.